Hello, Year 9. So your home learning is all about digestion. That's one of the topics you guys missed at the end of Year 8. So we thought it'd be a good opportunity for you to catch up with that because it's something that we've been testing you on in those 3-minute memory challenges. And it's something that we'll keep doing just to make sure that you've really understood it because it's a really important topic. So what you need to do, you can either watch this as a video on YouTube or you can use the PowerPoint version, and you probably have to use both to be honest anyway. But what we want you to do is to go through the slides, make any notes, complete any activities, and just do those on some lined paper at home independently. And then at the end there's a task that you'll be able to hand in on Teams. Okay, so let's get started. Right, so just so you know, if you are using the PowerPoint version, or you do decide to switch to the PowerPoint version at any point, all the instructions are in a pink box on each slide. So if you're not sure what you've got to do for a slide, just read what's in the pink box. Right, so first thing you've got to do is to decide what the key words are below, and there's some pictures to help you. But see if you can unscramble the words. Pause the video and have a go. Okay, did you get them? I hope you did. You might have done. You can always take a bit more time. If you didn't, let's move on. Okay, so this is something that you might know quite a bit about already, or you might be really unsure what on earth I'm talking about. And either way, that's absolutely fine. By the end of this lesson, you'll know exactly what's going on. So, can you list the 7 key nutrients that are really important for a healthy diet? So 7 key things that everyone needs in a balanced diet to make sure that they're really, really healthy. Pause the video and have a think. Okay, so hopefully you got some. So first one is lipids. It's quite a fancy scientific name for just fats and oils. Carbohydrates, protein, water, vitamins, fibre and minerals. So they're the 7 key nutrients that you need. So you're making notes on this slide, so it'd be good to have a list of those 7 things. So pause the video if you need to. Okay, so now we've got to find out about the nutrients. Now there's a little blue video link here. I'm just going to show you where it is. Hang on a second. This, oh no, I can't write on the slide. Here we go. I tried to write on the slide and it didn't work. Never mind. Okay, so that blue little thing with the camera on it, that's a video link. So if you go to the PowerPoint version, which your teacher will have uploaded to Teams, you can click on that video. We want you to watch it. So after you've written down everything you already know about those nutrients, click on the video, watch it, and see if you can add anything. And then there's a few questions on this slide for you to answer. And this is just for your own notes. So what is the role of each nutrient in the body? How does it contribute to a healthy diet? Have a think as well. What examples can you think of? What examples can you think of for each one? Like where would you find it? For example, I'll give you a clue. Protein, eggs are a great source of protein. So there's an example. Okay, so hopefully you did that. And if you need to add anything from this slide to your notes, do that in a different colour so we know what you've added. So this is everything that I found. You might have had extra. That's great. Well done. But just add in anything that you didn't get. Okay, obviously ThinkPear is a little bit difficult for you, especially if you're on your own at home. But what you could do is you could ask the question on Teams, because you can, of course, ask other people in your class on Teams if you're not sure about something. And if you do have a question, make sure you ask on Teams, because you're probably not the only person thinking it. So is this a balanced diet? Explain your answer. So pause it and have a think. Oh, it's making me feel a bit sick actually, because I've not even had my breakfast yet. So is it a balanced diet? Have a think. Okay, so hopefully you got an answer. What did you come up with? I don't know. I can't ask you. I'm not there. But it doesn't. There's not a lot. Unless you count the gherkin and the burger as green. It's not a lot of fruit and vegetables, is there? So hopefully, I think you'll all have got that one right. Okay, so what is a balanced diet? So this is a slide that you just need to make notes on, okay? So a balanced diet is one that contains all the correct amounts of the necessary nutrients needed for healthy growth and activity. And an imbalanced diet or a poor diet can contain too much or too little of a particular nutrient. So if all you're eating is chips all day, every day, for breakfast, lunch and dinner, that's not a balanced diet. So pause it if you need to make any notes here. Okay, so sometimes people don't eat enough food, and that can be really dangerous and it could lead to something called malnutrition. So if someone did eat chips all day, every day, they'd probably be malnourished because they're not getting enough vitamins and minerals in their diets, because chips don't contain many vitamins and minerals, even though they're delicious. So it's a major health problem and it increases the risk of disease and early death. So a definition for the word malnutrition would be something really important for your notes. So there's several reasons why people might not have enough food. So there might be natural disasters, might be poverty or war. If you have too little of a particular nutrient, we say you have a deficiency in that nutrient, and that causes diseases like scurvy or anemia. Now, scurvy isn't something that people tend to get nowadays. It's the sort of thing you associate with people on ships a really, really long time ago, like a pirate ship type thing. But anemia is still fairly common nowadays. You might even know someone who's been anemic. And that's still a deficiency disease with iron. So you need to make any notes on this slide, so pause if you need to. Okay, so what you're going to do now is you're going to find out about deficiency diseases, and you'll find everything you need to do this at the end of the PowerPoint. So at the end of the PowerPoint, there's loads of slides about each disease, and there's a table for you to fill in, okay? So this is part of your notes as well. If you don't want to set it out as a table, then that's absolutely fine. It's completely up to you. Your notes, your choice. But you'll have to go into the PowerPoint version of this in Teams to scroll down and have a look at these slides, and they're right at the end. Okay, food labelling. So we're coming up to your task now. So this is something for you to make notes on, so pause it if you need to. But in the UK, it's like the law that every single product has to have nutritional labels on it. And these give you information on how much fat, sugar, protein, salt is in the food that you buy, and it's always provided per 100 grams and sometimes per portion. So if you want to keep an eye on what you're eating and make sure that you're not eating foods with too much sugar in, for example, then it's good to check on the label and see how much sugar is in something, because it's sometimes a little bit of a surprise. Like sometimes I look at the cereal I buy and I'm like, oh my gosh, that's a lot of sugar. It makes me not want to have that cereal for my breakfast because I don't want too much sugar for my breakfast. So we're going to be looking at these as part of this task. Okay, so some of them are really, really useful and they're like colour coded. So obviously red is not so great, and green is good. It means that's like low. Now obviously we need a certain amount of fat. We need to have a small amount of salt in our diet, and we need a small amount of sugars for energy, but we need to make sure we're not having too much of these things. So it does help people to make an informed choice. Okay, so what you're going to do is you're going to be looking at some labels and using them to complete a task. You might even have some labels you could look at as extra at home that you can add to this task. Feel free to do that. That's brilliant. Don't mess up your cupboards. My mum would have been so cross at me for messing up the cupboards if I'd done that. Okay, so there's some labels, and these are again in the resources section of the PowerPoint. So you're going to have to go into the PowerPoint, scroll right to the bottom, and you'll find lots of food labels. And I want you to decide what's the healthiest option. Okay, so what is the healthiest option and why? Okay, so here you go. Which one's the healthiest option and why? So write down your answer as part of your notes. Make sure you can give a reason which cereal would be better to have for breakfast. Not what would be the most delicious. Obviously Frosties. Or maybe Crunchy Nut, actually. I don't know. I can't decide. But which would be the healthiest option? Okay, and then again for crisps, what would be the healthiest option? The nicest would obviously be Quavers. But which would be the healthiest? So pause it if you need to think about it. Write it down. Okay, now there's a task for you to do. So you need to choose either bronze, silver or gold. And there's a little bit in purple, there's a little bit of support for you to do this. So you need to choose a task to do. So choose a task to complete and pause the video here. Okay, and your final task, this is what you need to submit to your teacher for feedback. So there's two versions of this worksheet. There's a silver and a gold. So you can choose, and again, all of the serial resources are at the end of the PowerPoint. So you just need to go through to the PowerPoint version and find them. If you do have a problem finding them, just ask your teacher. So you need to download a copy of the worksheet, complete the questions, and then submit that to your teacher for feedback. So try and challenge yourself, try and go for the gold one. If you do need to do the silver, then great, that's still great, but try and choose the most challenging option for you. Okay, so I hope you found this useful. Please remember to ask your teacher if you need any help. We're always more than happy to help you. We're at home this week as well, so it'd be really good to hear that you're okay with the work, and please do ask us any questions. That would be brilliant. All right, thank you. Bye.